Hello and welcome back to the Waffle-Free Storytelling Podcast. I'm not even going to say it's been a mad week because we all know it has been. So if you want the waffle, then the show notes is where you got to go, or visit www.tinakonstant.com. But as always, no messing about here. We're jumping right into the story. And this story starts when humans were first invented and kind of carries on today and beyond. So you see, when humans were first invented, we were made out of whatever was lying around. Twigs and leaves and sticks and mud and water and earth, the stuff Mother Nature had to hand. As a result, people were pretty much the same, all the same shape and the same height and the same width. Mother Nature made quite a few of these little models, and as a result, if she was honest, she got a little bored at some point, which means one model in particular was somewhat different to the others. Now, while Mother Nature worked, the sun beamed down. He enjoyed the little project as much as Mother Nature did and suggested that she take things one step further. "If I warmed the wind," he boomed, "we could fill them all with hot air." And Mother Nature thought that this was a brilliant idea. So, starting with the odd little different one, the sun warmed the wind and watched as it filled the little models with life. And because they all looked so lively, Mother Nature named each one. The different one she called Harry. So it was that Harry grew up with all the other people, and it didn't take long for him to realize just how different he was. And it wasn't long after that he realized he could have some fun with this. Because people at the time were simple beings. They were easy to confuse. And confused humans, Harry thought, was funny to watch. And so he got to work. He moved stuff when people weren't watching. He put fires out when backs were turned. He hid food and then uncovered again when people were at their most bewildered. He lied, he tripped, he conned, he played. And with his wide-eyed, innocent face, no one ever guessed that he was the cause of all the trouble. Mother Nature, of course, well, she noticed everything. And so did the sun. "This one is trouble," the sun said. "Let me burn him up, and you can start again." But Mother Nature said no. Let's give him a chance. And so she called Harry to her. "I'm going to make you an offer," she said. "I will either remake you and correct your flaws and return you to the others, or I can leave you as you are and let you go into the world to see what you can become." Now, Harry didn't pause for one moment. "I will go," he said. "I will go into the world and I will be who I can be." And Mother Nature, who never goes back on her word, well, she let him go. And Harry did not disappoint. He blew into the world with one mission: make it his. Now, he didn't have it in his power to create things the way Mother Nature did, but he did have it in his power to use what Mother Nature had made. So he made nets to catch things, traps to keep things, and walls to hold things. And all the magnificence that Mother Nature had created, Harry began to control. Now, because Mother Nature could not and would never go back on her word, she couldn't tell Harry to stop breaking her garden, despite the sun's offers to burn Harry and all that he had done to a violent crisp. Instead, Mother Nature opened the world to all the other people she had made. The ones who looked identical to each other, the ones who thought and acted as one. She hoped that they would impede Harry's progress and give her garden a chance to heal. But Harry wasn't impressed. The last thing he wanted was his playground to be interfered with, especially by the bland collection of humans with no more imagination than a lump of rock. And so Harry took each one of those humans and he put a stamp on them. Using a whittling knife, he carved different shapes into each human's hand, making them unique. And as the people looked at the swirls and the circles and the arches on their fingertips, so their minds bent the same way, and they started to think and look to Harry as their leader. And Mother Nature was not impressed. To stop the people thinking too much, she threw raging storms and hurricanes at them, giving them time to only think of survival. "You want war?" Harry yelled. "If that's what you want, that's what you'll get." Harry was determined to win, so he bent his brain to develop cunning shelters protecting people from the storms. He invented ways to harness the wind and use the floods. This made Mother Nature furious, so she sent earthquakes to break the shelters, and Harry fought back by inventing barriers, machines, and hideaways. Mother Nature responded by planting seeds of greed and fear in people's minds to stop them working together. Harry responded by giving people dreams and vision and hope. And so on through time, Mother Nature stepping up her game, matched by Harry's cunning. Higher and higher the stakes soared. Humans, under Harry's guidance, grew clever, becoming manipulative and destructive. Mother Nature got aggressive, unpredictable, and enraged. And the sun, watching but unable to do anything, seethed, growing hotter and hotter as he watched the fight below. The battle between Harry and Mother Nature raged until one day, exhausted and out of ideas, Mother Nature collapsed under a tree. She had no clue what to do next. She watched her creation in all its beauty and simplicity, the biggest and the smallest of things, each part suffer and struggle. She closed her eyes and felt the breeze on her face. It moved through her hair and around her head between her fingertips. But she couldn't get comfortable. The sun tried to soothe her and calm her, but no matter what he did, she just couldn't sit easily. She shifted left and she shifted right, and then finally she looked beneath her, and there, on the ground, pressing into her flesh, was the smallest, tiniest toy. It was a human child's toy, a little red car, something a human would play with and then lose amongst the leaves on the ground, or get bored with and discard. It was red with little doors that opened and silly spinning wheels. It was the smallest thing that Mother Nature gripped between her two fingers. How can one tiny little thing, Mother Nature thought, create so much pain and discomfort? And that's when Mother Nature had an idea. She went to her workshop and she started to build. It was careful, painstaking work. She had built things like this before, but this one had to be special. And when it was done, she sent it into the world and sat back and watched. The thing Mother Nature released into the wind was so small it could not be seen. It was so light it could not be felt, and it was so silent it could not be heard. But it was deadly. And Mother Nature smiled. It took a short while for people to succumb to its power and stop. Quiet, silence, balance. It won't last, the sun warned. Mother Nature nodded. I know, she said, but let's give them a chance to change their ways. As the humans grew still and quiet, hiding from Mother Nature's latest assault, working desperately to find a way to beat it, the birds grew loud and busy. Animals walked where the infernal little cars used to be. Wind flowed uninterrupted. Rivers, lakes, and canals settled and cleared. Oceans blossomed. Fish swam with space to move and breathe. Clouds billowed and the skies cleared. And through it all, Mother Nature watched with the sun by her side. But Harry and the humans were busy. The closer they got to defeating Mother Nature's latest weapon, the sun bristled and sparked. He burned and rattled. Not yet, Mother Nature said. You are my last resort. Give them a chance to learn. I promise, if they don't learn this time, you can have them. The sun put away his rays and waited. A weapon, armed, fully loaded, hair trigger and ready, waiting for Mother Nature's final word. Now, that is what she will say to the sun one day. It is time to end this war. And with a blink, we will be done. So, that's it from the Waffle-Free Storytelling Podcast today. I hope we learn from the craziness that's going on in the world. Until then, hug the people you love. Do special things for strangers. Drop down into the show notes for the inspiration behind this story. And drop by www.tinakonstant.com for all the waffle and more. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a spectacular day. And I will see you next week for more wild woolly adventures from somewhere in the universe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.